Car rental companies desperately want you to buy their insurance and will go to great lengths and trouble to make you pay for even the smallest of damages if you don't. But should you buy their insurance? And are the alternative forms of car rental insurance worth it? That's the topic of today's video. If you're new here, my name is Ben. I'm the owner of Thoennes Dream Vacations Travel Agency. And on this channel, I provide weekly travel information and tips to help you plan for your next vacation. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So let's talk about the insurance the rental car companies offer first. If you were to buy their collision damage waiver, or CDW for short, or you may even see it being called an LDW for loss damage waiver, but in either case, if you were to buy the CDW from the rental car companies, the rental car company surrenders their rights to charge you for damage to their vehicle, with a few exceptions like gross negligence. But otherwise, no matter how banged up the car is, when you return it, you're off the hook. Just return the car and be on your way. And no other approach, whether that be your own insurance, your credit card, or a third-party policy, which I'll cover here shortly, but no other approach is as comprehensive or convenient. The problem with buying a CDW from a rental car company is that it is ridiculously overpriced. A CDW can start at $30 per day and go higher and even cost more than the daily rental car rate. That's why when you're renting a car, the agents there push hard for you to purchase their insurance because it's clearly more profitable than the rental car alone. Now you can cover your major damage responsibility by relying on your own insurance, a credit card with insurance, or a third-party policy, but in all those cases, you have to pay a damage claim up front and hope to recover as much as you can, all of it you hope, by filing a claim afterward. That might mean signing a credit card bill for hundreds or even thousands of dollars when you return a damaged car, not knowing if you'll get all that money back. This is also why most rental car companies won't accept debit cards or a credit card with a small limit. And remember earlier when I said that if you buy the CDW from the car rental company, you're essentially off the hook for any damage. Well, if you don't buy the CDW, car rental companies can charge far more than just fixing the damage. They can also charge for 1, loss of use, meaning the potential revenue loss while the car is out of service being fixed, even if the company had lots of other cars available. And they generally figure that daily loss at the full retail rate. 2, towing charges if you're unable to drive the car back to the station. 3, diminished value, or the potential loss of the car's resale value because of your damage, when the rental company disposes of it, usually within 2 years. And 4, administrative fees associated with the claims process. Most non-CDW car rental insurance will cover these extras, but in some cases, coverage depends on cooperation from the rental company. So let's now talk about the alternatives to getting the CDW from the car rental companies. The first alternative is using your existing car insurance. If your auto insurance covers collision damage, in most cases, it'll cover damage to a short-term rental. However, this coverage is limited to you driving in the US and maybe Canada, and it won't cover car rentals in any other countries. So before you use your own insurance, check its coverage. If it does cover rentals, you can place a claim on it. Still, you must typically pay your policy's deductible, and any claims may cause your rates to go up. And moving on to the second alternative is using credit card benefits. These days, most credit cards offer free collision coverage for car rentals, provided you use their credit card to pay for the rental. You might get a credit card with a description of coverage, such as this one. Note that this card's benefits do not cover diminished value or administrative cost. There are a few premium cards that actually offer primary collision insurance, meaning they take on the full responsibility for the payment, but coverage on most cards is secondary coverage, meaning the card picks up only what you can't cover from your own insurance, and you still have to pay the rental company up front, then file for reimbursement from your card issuer. Another gotcha in the fine print of this particular card is that this card pays for loss of use only if verified by the rental company's log. Unfortunately, some rental companies don't cooperate with credit card issues in providing this type of documentation in a timely manner. And the last alternative is using a third-party rental car insurance. If you rent a car from one of the major online travel agencies like Expedia or Priceline, they'll offer you an option to buy collision damage for about $10 a day. That coverage is provided by a third-party insurance company like Alliance. The cost is a lot less than the rental car company's CDW, but as with credit card coverage, if you damage the car, you have to pay all the costs up front and then claim later. And one last insurance item I should mention is liability protection. But don't buy this from the rental car company. Liability insurance comes with your homeowner's or renter's insurance and covers far more than a rental car. If you're renting a car in another country, most countries are required by law to include liability insurance. However, here in the US, required coverage is ridiculously small because they typically only offer the set state minimum required. If you don't have substantial liability coverage, then you might consider buying the rental company's offering. Still, your best bet is to make sure you're covered 24/7 with your own insurance so you don't have to pay for the rental company's overpriced insurance. So the takeaway from all this is that if you've been using either your own insurance, a credit card, or a third-party policy as your main source of collision damage coverage for your rental car, then those are probably still good options for you to continue to use. As long as you're willing to pay all the costs up front and even going through the process of filing a claim if you were to damage a rental car. However, if you're unwilling to take any risk at all and just want the convenience of being able to just drop off your rental car and going, even if it's damaged, then getting that overpriced CDW from the rental car company is probably the better fit. Well, that will do it for this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to get more travel-related videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.